Okay.
Hey guys, and welcome back to part 2 of Operation Strongarm. If you are enjoying this series, of course, don't forget to leave a like down below, and if you haven't had a chance to check out part 1 yet, I will leave that link in the description below, so of course, don't forget to check that out. So after the attack on the enemy base in part 1, we decided to regroup and rearm and attack again under the cover of darkness, because a lot of our team had night vision capability, whilst we knew the enemy team had none at all, so that gave us a pretty huge advantage. So after making it all the way up to the enemy base undetected and wiping out an entire enemy squad patrolling down the road towards the base, we now had pretty much the entire enemy team pinned in the upstairs of this building. So it was time to try and fight our way inside and take out as many as we possibly could.
Door's open. Lads, put fire in that bottom door, yeah?
After putting a hell of a lot of pyro and ammunition through the upstairs window, how anyone was actually still alive up there was beyond me, but still, there were enemy players trapped upstairs and we were no longer receiving any outcoming fire, so we pushed them right back into the back of the building. So now it was our time to try and get inside and try and take the upstairs.
Okay. Move.
Now this is where things become a little bit strange. Now you saw there, I clearly put about 5 or 6 rounds into that guy and he just stepped aside. Now, whether or not he did take that hit and just moved out the way to get medicked, or whether he actually just tried to avoid the hit and just stepped out the way, it's hard to tell, because at a Milsim, you don't have to actually shout hit verbally, you just have to kind of lay down and act dead. So the fact he stepped out the way, it does seem a little bit questionable. Now in hindsight, we also found out that this squad had an IV refill station upstairs in this building. So basically, no matter how many players we killed, as long as at least one was alive at any one time, he could go around and revive every player in the team. So it was basically nearly impossible for us to get upstairs and take out all of these players. Now as you saw there, that was a pretty close shave. A pyro came from the outside door, hit me, and I had to quickly step out of the room before it went off. So now not only have we got enemy players trapped upstairs, they've also called for a QRF or a quick reaction force to try and rescue them. So we now have enemy players outside trying to breach back inside the building. Now in hindsight here, if I'd actually opened any of the ground floor windows, I probably could have got teammates in through the back of the building. But at the time, I wasn't really thinking about it, I was just trying to keep myself alive, and I also wasn't too sure of the rules. Sometimes when windows are closed, they have to be kept closed, so I didn't want to be breaking any rules, and at the time it just didn't really occur to me. But opening them back windows and getting more teammates in would have definitely been a pretty big game changer. point here, I can hear a weird firing noise from somewhere inside the building, and it turns out an enemy player from the QRF has got the barrel of their gun through a very small gap in the brickwork, so I simply find the missing brick and cover up the gap again, stopping him from shooting me.
Shane, is that on the outside?
So after taking out that last player there, I eventually get shot from outside the door, which in hindsight I think turned out to be a friendly player. So eventually, after regrouping with the rest of my squad, another squad of friendly players went in and eventually managed to push the enemy team out of the building, meaning we had control of the enemy base.
Buildings that are beyond it, if you like, we'll be on the opposite side.
So the next morning, after regrouping with the entire of our platoon, we have news that the enemy are no longer anywhere around their base. So we decide to move in and take control of it and try and defend it in case the enemy try and take it back from us.
Yeah. That you NATO. Here's first one.
Let's go, lads. Yeah. Players ahead, players ahead. Players there, Sim.
One down.
On the right, on the right, on the right. Coming in, coming.
Ready? Can't see him, where he's going.
I think he's dived back into the bush.
Yeah. I have no idea.
I see him, they're against this barn wall. They're there, look, I can see him. He puts his head up. No, it's not.
It is. I can see that from
Spread out, see if you can see him. He's down. Yeah, he's really down.
Now at this point, with only a few hours left of the event, enemy numbers were starting to dwindle, so myself, Flez and Matt decided to try and flank round the back of the complex and try and take out any remaining players.
Oh, when,
You won't get you.
I'm gonna get the smoke bill. Hold it. He's down. Is that multicam? They were all hitting the front of that then.
There's a guy in the window there. Four enemies in front of us here.
Now at this point here, I get eyes on an enemy player who is running around with an LMG trying to wipe out our squad mates. So as Flez goes around one side of the building, I try and flank round the other side and try and get the jump on him.
There's an enemy player behind all them dead players there.
After finally taking out that player there, I quickly run round to the right hand side to try and get Flares back into the fight. Now at this stage there is pretty much no enemy players left. This is pretty much the end of the event. It was very hot that day. A lot of players just couldn't cope with the heat and numbers really had started to drop. So overall, I've got to say it was probably a big win for the Russian side. The NATO forces towards the end just seemed to disappear. So it was a pretty cool event. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Of course, if so, don't forget to leave all your thoughts and comments below. But in the meantime guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.